Grief doesn't pause for paperwork, so the file keeps the dates. If you have just been named executor, you have been handed a calendar nobody showed you. Some of it federal, most of it your state's, and every date on it counted from the day somebody died. This workbook does that counting. You enter the date of death once, and 14 connected tabs work out the rest: the deadlines, the assets, the creditors, the tax, and what is safe to hand over and when. It is an organizer and a calculator. It is not legal, tax, or financial advice, and it does not file anything for you. Here is the sample estate that ships inside the file. Margaret A. Cole is shipped sample data, not a customer and not a real person. She died on the 14th of March, 2026, in Ohio, at 78, and letters were issued to her daughter 3 weeks later. 18 assets. A gross estate of $1,727,480. 29 of the 45 deadlines on the file apply to her estate. 6 of them are already overdue. The next one is 48 days away, the creditor claim window closing on the 14th of September. Chapter 1. 45 deadlines live on this page, federal and state. You do not enter any of them. You enter 3 dates on the Start Here tab: the date of death, the date letters were issued, and the date notice to creditors was first published, and every row computes itself. The decedent's final Form 1040, Form 706 at 9 months, and the Form 4768 extension at 15. The Section 2032 alternate valuation date, Form 1041, calendar year and fiscal year both. The Section 645 election. The 10-year payout on inherited accounts, running out to 2036. Rows that do not apply to your estate gray themselves out, which is how 45 becomes 29. 6 are overdue and colored red. The rule and the authority it comes from sit beside each one, so you can check the arithmetic yourself rather than trusting it. And the state rows, the creditor window, the inventory, the accounting, are driven by figures you entered, not by anything this file guessed. Chapter 2. Of that $1,727,000 estate, only $431,480 goes through the probate court. $1,296,000, 75% of it, transfers directly, by beneficiary designation, by joint ownership with survivorship, by transfer on death registration, and through a revocable trust. Nothing here is a judgment about the will. Titling decides it. And here is the part people get wrong. Skipping probate is not skipping estate tax. Every dollar on that side is still in the taxable gross estate. Chapter 3, and this is the expensive one. No federal estate tax is owed here. The basic exclusion for a death in 2026 is $15 million, and this estate is nowhere near it. So no Form 706 is required. And yet $14,102,178 of unused exclusion transfers to her surviving husband only if one is filed and the election is made on it. Portability is never automatic. Revenue Procedure 2022-32 gives an estate that was not required to file until the 5th anniversary of the death, 1,690 days from the day this file was built. Chapter 4. 13 creditors have presented $123,728. $119,358 is allowed. One claim, for $2,500, arrived after the window closed and is barred. Each creditor gets their own deadline, and each gets a rank in the statutory order of payment. You are not liable for the decedent's debts by serving. You are liable for what you do wrong, and under the federal priority statute that liability is capped at what you improperly paid out. Chapter 5. The inventory does one more thing. It tells you what steps up in basis and what is not. $545,400 of built-in gain is erased by the step-up across this estate. But the traditional IRA, the health savings account, and the savings bond interest step up by nothing at all. That is income in respect of a decedent, and whoever inherits it inherits the income tax along with it. A $342,000, $800 traditional IRA is not $342,000 of cash. It changes which asset you would rather a particular person received. Under the hood, 14 connected tabs, 2,114 live formulas. The file recalculates clean, and 1,088 independent math checks rederive every figure in it from the inputs, in a separate program, before it ships. 1,088 out of 1,088. Every screen in this video is that real file. And nothing about your state is hard-coded anywhere in it. 35 figures live on the State Settings tab as cells you fill in, with your source and the date you checked beside each one, and the workbook tells you when that date has gone stale. Most estates can be settled without a lawyer. Some very much cannot. In Florida, a personal representative who is not the sole interested person is required to be represented by one. Confirm your own situation with your probate court, and where the money or the family warrants it, with a professional. Nothing here promises you any outcome. That is the Estate Settlement and Executor Command Center. 14 connected tabs, Excel and Google Sheets, $31.97, one payment, free lifetime updates. The link is in the description. You can put the calendar down now.